Welcome back to The Perspective, and we're just entering the creme de la creme of the day. Chocolates, as you can see, the number of variants of chocolates that is actually made and produced by Kakoa chocolate. Dark, chili, cinnamon, salted cashew, creamy coffee, it's all out here. So how did you decide on what kind of end product you think that you would want to cater to the consumers in Indonesia?
Sure. So for us, we started from what are the flavors that are very characteristically Indonesian? What are the flavors and the ingredients that Indonesian is known for?
Yeah.
So if you see our product range, we try and source as many products. So almost all our ingredients are sourced locally. So it really started from that point of view. What can we source locally that is of high quality that we can put into the chocolates that Indonesia is known for? So we have 3 dark chocolate and 3 milk chocolate varieties. So we cater to a variety of different tastes. And we try and include things like chili, cinnamon, coffee, salt and pepper as well. Yeah. So something a bit different, but very Indonesian.
Making them tasting very exotic. And do you think, earlier on when we talked about consumers, do you think it's also important, I mean, we put a lot of stress on educating the farmers to understand how the business work and how to sustain their product and business. What about the consumers? Do you think there is also a need for like companies such as yourself to start initiate an education for the consumers to understand so that they know the products, where it comes from?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think, you know, we're not the only company that's who have this mission, right, to really empower farmers. So educating the consumers and making them understand that their buying purchases, that their buying choices have real impact on the ground, on the people that produce the food, I think is important. And also, not just that, but also on the flavor side of things. I think Indonesia is still a relatively immature chocolate market, so still lots of people like the sweet milk chocolate varieties. Whereas you only get the real true taste of cocoa with the higher percentages, right? So telling people it's healthier, getting people to understand that there's that bitterness that comes from dark chocolate, and getting them to appreciate that takes a bit of time and education as well.
And also to tell them that what chocolate can do to your health. Actually, chocolate could actually be a good supplement to the body and mind.
Yeah.
And so, what did you think out of this range that you have produced? This has been the original lineup from when you start producing your own chocolate. So, where's the market going? What's the favorite among Indonesian consumers?
Among Indonesians, it's still more the milk chocolate variety. Yeah, so it's the coffee is popular. The brittle that we use, which has cashew and coconut, which is more on the sweeter side as well, that's also really popular. People also tend to like cinnamon. I think it's a taste that they're familiar with. So those 3 flavors, I say, would be the ones that's more popular with the domestic consumers. Yeah.
And you mentioned earlier about the bespoke for production. How does that work?
So yes, we do customize creation as well for people,
which is very important.
Yes,
customized chocolate taste.
Exactly.
So the level they decide what kind of the level of chocolate. Perhaps bitterness, sweetness,
everything, you know, because we can control so many parameters, right? Even from what beans we use, how dark we roast it, or how light we roast it, what percentage, what flavors you want to include into it as well. So we can do a lot of really fun, really creative things. Like I had a discussion with one cafe just the other day. They have a single origin Aceh bean, and we have single origin Aceh beans for cocoa, right? So they wanted to blend the two. So it's single origin coffee in single origin chocolate. So doing really cool, fun things like that is something that we try and offer that we're very happy to do.
So does this mean also, because you are working specifically with farmers in Lampung, does this mean you can almost ensure that they're also specifically producing for you because of the insurance or the assurance of business that you're promising them in the next few years? So they're working, you're working with them, and yet they're working with you in ensuring the kind of beans, quality of beans that you need?
Yeah, so they definitely promise us a very high level of quality, but one of the things that we don't want to do is lock them in. So we don't have a contract that say, you know, after we provide the training equipment to you, that you can only sell to us. So we don't want to do that. But then what we do instead is we pay a lot more. So that in itself is incentive for them to sell to us, but they're free to sell to anybody that they like.
So where do you see Kakoa Indonesia in the next 5 to 10 years?
We really want to bring, Indonesian chocolate and the richness of it and how it can be a high quality product and introduce that to the international audience as well, right? We really want to bring Indonesian chocolate to the international playing field. So in the next couple of years, we're going to be exporting. We're actually hoping to start exporting by the end of this year. Right. Also increasing the product lines that we have, adding the single origin product like I told you about, and also more being an ambassador for Indonesian chocolate in a way, educating people, telling them about the richness of this cocoa producing heritage that we have in this country and why we should be part of it. Yeah.
Okay. So if you can give us the rough number, how much total value of products do you produce? You've been producing the past 2 years.
Oh, rough numbers. So our production capacity, so we're still small scale. We produce about 12,000 bars a month. That's our capacity. So, we're still in the
12,000 of these bars?
Yes, 12,000 of those bars a month. So we're still in what we call the pilot stage of our projects because what we're trying to do, we recognize is quite ambitious, right? Creating a high-end product that's very proudly Indonesian. And a lot of people's mind, Indonesian chocolate still means inferior quality, right? The good stuff comes from Europe.
That's where the education needs to come into for the consumers.
Yeah.
So 12,000 is only for Jakarta, or is that the whole of Indonesia? Where do you send your chocolates to?
So currently, we're marketing in Jakarta, but then we also through local supermarkets sell it in a few other cities outside of Jakarta.
They're
but
available.
Mainly in Jakarta, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. I think it's time for us to have a little chocolate tasting on the side. But thank you so much for joining us on The Perspective, and we'll wish you all the best. And
thank you.
Hopefully we'll see you very soon, and bigger numbers for Kakoa Indonesia.
Thank you.
Thank you. That has been the Perspective. We were talking to Sabrina Mustopo from Kakoa Indonesia. I'm Florence Armin. Thanks for watching. Until next time.